Hi guys and welcome back. Today we are going to talk about how to lead a meeting or what is the language a leader or a chair needs. First of all, of course, you need to get people's attention by saying something like, okay, let's get started, or shall we begin? Leading a meeting comes in 10 effective steps. Step number 1, make introductions. Sometimes the group is meeting for the first time. In this case, ask people to introduce themselves. Let's have some examples. Okay, let's take a couple of minutes for everyone to introduce themselves. Michael, why don't you start? Mr. Michael, why don't you start? Second step, state the objectives of the meeting. Let's have an example. Today, we need to make a decision about the budget. By the end of this meeting, I hope we will have a decision on the new location. Third step, invite participants to refer to the agenda or the plan of the meeting. Here is what on our agenda today. The first thing on our agenda today is the budget. Then Neil will show us some data. Fourth step, introduce the first task or topic. Let's have an example. So let's start with Neil. Shall we start with the budget? Tina, would you like to begin? John is going to show us the cost estimate. Fifth step, manage the discussion. As a lead, it's important for you to manage the discussion so that everyone has the opportunity to contribute and nobody dominates the discussion. If one or two people dominate the discussion, thank them for their input before you ask someone else. Okay, thanks Nix, you made a good point. You have raised an important issue. Anyone wants to add anything? The sixth step is to manage the time. Keep track of how much time you give to each item in the agenda and keep the meeting moving to achieve its goals. Let's have an example. Okay, let's move to the budget. We only have 5 more minutes. Let's watch time, please. Step number 7, keep the meeting on track. Sometimes people start talking about something else and get out of the subject, and they get involved in a discussion that they don't have time for it to finish. It's the chair's job to pull people back to the topic. Let's have an example. Okay, let's continue this in our next meeting or in email. Okay, maybe this discussion could happen at a later time. The 8th step is to summarize the meeting. So we have agreed to increase the budget. Good, we have decided on the budget. Well, I think we have a good plan. Step number 9 is to assign the next task. Okay, here are things we are going to follow up on. Eric is going to revise those cost estimates and send them to us. Step number 10 and the final step is to end the meeting. Ending the meeting has to be friendly. Okay, thanks for your input, everyone. All right, thanks everyone. Okay, good meeting. Thank you. Okay, everyone, see you next month.